Good morning, everyone. Hope your day's going good. Hope your week was great. How's your weekend shaping up? Just waiting to let the computer catch up so I can make sure that I'm straight and on camera. That always helps. Better to laugh at yourself. Okay. Yeah, I'm crooked like normal, but you know, what are we gonna do? All right. So, you can see my fingers. Just trying to, okay, that should be good. Let's make this a little bigger so I can keep an eye. Okay. Well, it's crooked, but you know. Let's see if we can tweak it a little bit. Does that help any? Sort of. I'm a September baby, so I am a perfectionist. There, good enough. Okay, what are we talking about today? We have a Bring Back My Pack Skylark. Now, this pack started December 1st and goes through January 31st while supplies last. And I remember this paper pack. It was very pretty. You can buy stuff in a bundle, separately, however you would like. But what's new to this Skylark Bring Back My Pack is this cute little stencil here, which is $4.95 for a 12 by 12 stencil, and it is so pretty. So I thought, and the item number on that, it's right here. Hopefully the glare's not too bad. Hopefully you can see some of it. There, maybe that'll help since I inked over there. The stencil is number CC122313. Again, the item number for this stencil is CC122313. Okay, get rid of that. So, with the Skylark colors, I thought I would start out with just a tag. And so they updated the colors. So we have Lagoon, Limeade, Toffee, and Shortbread. Okay. And I thought, you know, it's the time of year we need tags. Whoa, what happened? Everything just started slanting downhill. I am having a heck of a time. I need a new way to hold my phone because my camera, or my, a new mount because my camera, sorry, I'm just moving it down so that way it won't be so bad. Okay. And I hope that my husband got me the one I wanted for Christmas because this is starting to really bug me. And now you can see all the cords and stuff. Yuck. Don't like that. But there's nothing I can do about it. All right. Back to what we're doing because it's so fun. So, this time of year you need tags, right? For your Christmas presents. Or it's nice to put a personal touch and put a pretty tag on. But with the Skylark colors in mind, I thought I would show you how easy it is and a couple different variations. So you need some tape to tape down your tag. And then you've got to tape down your stencil where you want it. See if I can find where it was before. I think it was right about there. So that way it looks similar. And we're going to tape that down. Okay. And then we are going to play. And I'm going to use Lagoon first. And you can see there's some, this is a flower. That's part of a flower. And I believe that's part of a flower. So I'm going to go in. And I'm just going to kind of, it got a little darker than I wanted, but that's okay. I'm just going to do some coloring it's dark here, it's lighter here, it's almost white there. That one. And then we're going to do some limeade for the green. So we're just going to go in Since it was dark before, we might as well do dark again, right? And just that quick and easy. Lift that out from under there. You have a pretty tag, okay? I like my chamois. I know they look terrible, but I like my chamois because these have little, what would you call it? It's a pretty detailed stamp, and I don't want to rub it and poke some pieces, you know, bend them over my stencil. So that's why the chamois works really well. For me, it almost feels like a shark skin. So you just have to dab it, and then don't forget to take off what was there. All right, so there's a tag, and you can put happy birthday on it. I did this one with happy birthday, and this one I also did the stems in the brown. But I figured, you know, I want to get to what we can do other than just your standard sponging, okay? So there's a couple. And then I thought about, well, what about a colored tag? And what about a tone-on-tone tag? So again, I want to slip this under there a little bit. And maybe we want more of the flowers. So we will get a little bit more flowers. And then I thought, let's do tone-on-tone. So I've got shortbread and I've got shortbread. And I'm going to do the flowers kind of dark. So you got to pick out which ones are going to be your flowers. Okay, and the rest look like leaves to me, so I want to do them just ever so lightly. So they're there, but they're not a lot. So I'm basically what I'm doing is I am using my ink so that way I can get a couple generations out of it, you know, lighter and darker. And then you've got a lighter and darker bit. Again, I'm going to use my chamois, clean that up. Okay, so what else can we do with this? If you happen to have, and here's a good thing to note, I have the old shortbread, which this is shortbread, and the ink was shortbread, but I have the shortbread shimmer pen. Okay, always shake these up till you hear that ball moving around in there, and it's a good idea to have yourself a spray box to put it in. But what I was saying is some of these older colors, watch for the boxing sale later this month. They could have these in there. Whatever little bit they have left, they will probably, you know, a lot of times they'll throw them in a sale, is what I'm saying. And if you're not getting enough, shake it a little bit more. It's going to be tone on tone. So you're not going to see a lot, but hopefully you can see some of that. I don't know. I'll take a still picture. And I have another one that I did that I will show you. So that was tone on tone. This one here. Take this out of the way. So this was tone on tone, but I also did it on white. And I put a little bow. Now these tags are discontinued. Go look through your stash. I'm sure you have a thin cut bow or a stamp bow that you can cut out. And I'm sure you have some tags. Use your stash. So this one you can see a little bit better, the shimmer, because it's on the white. Same way of doing it, only I sponged around the edges. Just took there's not much color left because it's a light color, and I just sponged around the edges. Now on the white one, I also, I'm sorry, my voice is still sounding froggy. I'm perfectly fine, but had a cold earlier, and the froggy voice is just sticking with me. So this one, Again, I went around the outside. But then I wanted to soften it up because it was pretty white, like this one. So I just went around and lightly covered it with some more of that ink. Okay? All right. Get these out of the way and move on to some fun stuff. Sorry for my arm being in the way. So there's a couple of ways that maybe you would normally think to use it, right? And a little bit different. So what else can we do? Well, let's make a Christmas one. It is Christmas time, and I'm sure you need some tags, right? So I've got candy apple and evergreen. Oh, it's been the way my day's going. I just took apart the ink pad and stuck my fingers all in the ink. It does happen to me too. So I've got evergreen and I've got candy apple. And evergreen is back in stock if you need that one. I know a couple of my peeps needed that one. So it is back in stock. And this is a different kind of brush I got off of Amazon before we started selling them. You know what? It's getting tough, and I'm going to try and wash it. But I think the Close to My Heart ones are a little bit better. All right. So now what are we going to do? Let's do something a little different, okay? Y'all know how to do the pretty stenciling. Let's take our tag, and I'm going to move it over a little bit. And yes, I am covering that up, so that is going to stay white. And then I'm going to take my stencil and I'm going to move over here where there was a little bit more pretty flowers. I'm going to hold that down, and now I am going to, I punched out a circle, and I am going to use that. Oh my goodness. Hold on. My stand, again, is interfering with my stencil. Wait. So I'm going to put that there. And I better tape that down because it's going to go crazy. It's just the way my day is. A little bit of low tack tape. We do sell the 1 inch, I believe. This one here. All right. Then put down a flower or two that you like in the center. Let's do that. Okay. All right. Hold that down. So what we are initially sponging is just the center part. Okay. So I'm going to start with the red. I'm going to go in here, get some red. Start out lightly. You can always add more. You can't take it away. It's much harder to do. All right. And then I'm going to move on to the green. And luckily the green is kind of along the outside. Oh, that evergreen is really strong. That's a flower petal, but oh well. It's going to be green now. Doesn't matter. All right. So let's take that up and look. We've got this funky looking circle, right? What are we going to do with that circle? We're going to jazz it up a little bit. So I'm going to take the positive of the negative we just used. I'm going to get a black lip pen. And I am going to draw a circle around. Doesn't matter if you go on that side. So I've got a circle, right? And that looks okay. But have you ever seen those ones where they have the circles that are like 3 circles? Well, you start off with a perfect circle, okay? And then you just go over it. And a lighter hand is usually better. And just give yourself a wonky circle, if you will. So there's a wonky circle. Now, see how the tag looks like it's just everything's right here and there's nothing grounding it? So this is where I would probably, I'm going to match it up this time. I'm just going to not really care too much about my line. Look at it, I went really squiggly there. Because I'm going to do the same thing as this. I'm going to go around it again. And I'm going to purposely jiggly wiggle it, if you will. There we go. So now it's held within there. Now you could also sponge around it, do whatever you like. Let's try that. Just a tiny bit. Just to kind of ground it a little bit. And I'm flying off the cuff of I didn't do this on the other one, which I'll show you the other one. But just play with it, have fun. They're your tags, they can be whatever you want. Okay, so that looks a little better. It's got a little bit of green on. And then you can stamp Merry Christmas, because you know we need that, right? Now I am going to get myself into that ink in just a second. I've got just some black dye-based ink. And I'm going to put a Merry Christmas on there. Okay, because we need that, right? Wipe it off with my Sharpie. I call it my Sharpie. Now it's my sponge. Okay, so let's clean that up in case we want to do something else. All right, so we've got that. That looks pretty, but we can always, gotta have a little glitter, right? Now you could splatter box it and put your glitter on like I did before. But this time I'm gonna just take my shimmer and kind of go around that circle. Okay, you can use your shimmer pens all different ways. Let's see if you can see that. I'll probably have to take a screenshot. I can see it shining. Let me know if you can. Okay, and then shop your stash. We pulled out some old tags. I'm pulling out this red from Seize the Day dots. And look at this. Those look pretty good in there. So get my pick tool and use them up. Use up those dots, right? What are they there for? They're there for you to use. And I like groups of 3. So I'm going to go get a small one. And just put that down here, up there. I don't know where. Make a triangle. Let's do it there. Maybe I like it there. I don't know. It might move in the still pictures. If you see it move, it's because it didn't like it there. Okay. And then, what about a bow? So, get rid of those. There's my extra bow. I have an extra bow sitting around here somewhere. And my extra bow went. Well, if I had my extra bow, I would add it. Don't know where it went. Anybody see it? It's usually right in front of my face. But I have another one that I did. This one's a little bit plainer. It doesn't have the dots. And it could be clear dots. It could be whatever. But I added the bow. So let's go back and add some dots on this one. Let's add a little one. Oops. It's got some, I don't know what that was. That one and that one. And I think that looks good. All right. So it's all different. And so you can see I did my stitching a little bit different on that one. All right, so then let's do with this one. We could also, again, take this is the matching evergreen to my stamp. It is a retired one, but it might be back on the sale. I just wanted you to see what a darker color will look like. Isn't my splatter box pretty? So, and I use a bone folder, and I found a couple different things. Excuse me, got a frog in my throat. If you hold it tight and tap tight, you get one kind of a spot, circle, whatever. But if you hold it loosely, you can get a different, kind of more concentrated, smaller splatter. And one thing to keep in mind, you don't have to get super close to it, but you don't want to be doing up here and spraying this part of your box. You want to be where you can see it hitting and then move it around. You can even move your tag around to make sure that you don't, you get some nice coverage. So again, watch for this maybe to be on the boxing sale. I don't know for sure. I don't have any sneak peeks or anything about that. I'm just saying that they do put whatever they have left in the sale sometimes. Okay? So that's how you do that. Pretty pretty. All matchy matchy. Now, if you didn't have the evergreen, another trick you can do is put some ink on a block or on your, okay, help me out. On this, your forgiving all-purpose mat. You could put some of your ink, and I'm going to show you. It's much easier just to show you. So put some ink on your all-purpose mat, right? And then take your take your clear and just drop some sparkle in there. When you squeeze this, it refills the barrel. If there's enough in there, here it comes. So you can basically add to your, there we go. You can add to your regular ink. And then what you'd need to do is get yourself a paintbrush. And I am going to wet mine. So that way you can mix up both of those. And you might want to dilute it a little bit more. So that way you have a softer color, because that's a dark color. Trying to get the glitter. There we go. And then I'll just do it, I'll do it on here. And then again, you need your spray box and don't put it in there. And then something to hit it with, your scissors. And ooh, that got a lot. So it's a big brush. Maybe use a smaller brush. And then again, it's got to dry a little bit. But you can see, you could do it with alcohol too. That would dry faster and probably not make as many puddly spots. But I can definitely see the glitter. Okay? So that's how you can, if you don't have it, do that. So again, let's clean that up. Look at all that glitter. A lot of glitter in there. Okay. That one will definitely need to be washed out. And so will my paintbrush. So here's another thing. Get to your stuff. Don't let it dry in there. Especially if you're using some of the products. I'd actually probably take it to the sink. I've got just a rag here. There we go. All right, we're clean. And I always shape my bristles so that way they dry nice. Okay. And let's fold that over because that's pretty icky. All right, so what else haven't we done? Let's show you a couple more. So you know the technique. You love the stencil like I do. And I have a couple more to show you. This is just kind of a plain one. It doesn't have any sparkle. This one, again, I used... Let's get rid of some of this. I used the... There we go. Okay. So our birthday ones, our prettier ones. This is going to be a difficult one. And then I took this one and made it Christmas. Again, I strategically figured out where, and it just happened to be half and half. And then put a green bow, which is that evergreen like the ink. It's just matching bows. This is the light side, and this is the full strength color of the evergreen. And added in some dots, and there you go. So, let's see. Let's take the plain one out. Which is your favorite? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8. Hopefully you can see all those. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8. My favorite is probably 3 of them. this one, and this one. Although I do love the circly one. It's kind of a cool idea. So, you let me know what yours is. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday season and Merry Christmas to everyone. And I will see you maybe next Friday. We'll see. It's crunch time, you know. Family and friends come first. And then videos. Sorry. Take care. Ta-ta.